talented, multitasking, multi-everything people out there. Take it away.
Find your glory, write your story, fearless feet will carry you. Time you own it, take your moment, be a fire burning through. Hustling from night until morning, grinding it out, it won't be long. Feel your power, it's your hour, you inspire, you are strong.
Enjoy your Zoa. No applause? You're all fired.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning. Are you ready? They are ready. Covering the biggest events in the country right now.
There's a lot going on here this morning.
It's always a good time. That's what the show's about.
That's good.
Really good.
Very good.
Coming in hot. Jimmy coming in hot.
It's far from elementary.
Oh.
Good morning, America. I'm not going to try to strut like Michael or anything.
I haven't known George a long, long time.
Have you ever gotten him to dance?
Look at that face.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be there.
I am here and so happy.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'm in.
That tells you something when Snoop Dogg's in. Michael, George, Lara, Ginger.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Well, hello to you, and you. Welcome into another edition of Brainley's Virtual Tour Live. Glad to have all of you here in the building with me. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 destinations for you all this morning. Hurricane Erin did not make landfall, but it is making an impact for sure. We'll get to that. Target, I think Target might be done. I think black people on Target, not to mention too, the CEO has stepped down this morning. We'll talk about that. Universal Parks or Universal Destinations and Experiences. Volcano Bay Nights is coming back. I have the intel on that for you. My home state of Arkansas is doing big things in the world of tourism. There is a new user on TikTok. Wait till you hear who. The Smithsonian, Lord Jesus. The Smithsonian may not showcase the history of the bad of our country. Wait till you hear what the president is asking. And yes, this is a real news story for sure. And then finally, Marvel Studios, according to the Wall Street Journal, is making a huge announcement. But if you understand the moves that are happening around you, you understand what you're seeing in front of you, that this is not a surprise to people who've been paying attention to Hollywood, but for everybody else, it's a big surprise. But we'll get to that. Higher is waiting, low is available, but either way, we are live on tour. Let me take down this iconic intro here. You see that virtual tour background? Yes, you do. You hear that virtual tour music? Yes, you do. One thing to know, and two things for sure, that over here on this channel, wait for it. I can find it. Where is it? Oh, right here. A lot happens early. Roll.
It's a new morning for America's family. Sun's coming up, so make it all that it can be. You know a lot happens early.
I'm Harry Smith.
I'm Julie Chen. I'm Maggie Rodriguez.
Morning everywhere. Come on, get up.
I'm Russ Mitchell.
And I'm Dave Price.
And it's a little early for this.
Right now, this it's a new morning for America's family. Sun's coming up, so make it all that it can be. You know a lot happens early. Every day's good when you're starting it off right. But whenever you're in the daylight, and a lot happens early. Can you feel it? And I said,
Good morning, everybody.
Are you girls ready for the Jonas Brothers?
We have an early show exclusive. Yes.
A lot happens early.
A lot happens
Early.
The Early Show, weekday mornings on CBS.
It's a new morning.
Yes, it is a new morning. Julie Chen, Moonves, and Russ Mitchell, Dave Price, Harry Smith, and Maggie Rodriguez. You are absolutely right on this channel right here. A lot happens early. Good morning, everybody. I hope all is well with each and every single one of you. Let's get to the getting and doing what we do. Yes, indeed, because we do have a lot to discuss this morning. So we're going to start with Hurricane Erin. Like I said, did not make landfall, but it's definitely making an impact for sure. So let's get to that here. From Fox Weather, Hurricane Erin closes beaches from Florida to New York, unleashes monster waves, rip currents, and extreme erosion. Hurricane Erin isn't forecast to make landfall along the United States East Coast. However, dangerous impacts are expected nonetheless due to outer rain bands possibly lashing North Carolina's Outer Banks. Tropical storm warnings and storm surge warnings remain in effect. So we'll look at this here in just a minute. From Hatteras, North Carolina, Hurricane Erin continues to churn in the Atlantic waters hundreds of miles off the United States, prompting officials to close beaches along the East Coast from the mid-Atlantic to the northeast due to massive waves and potentially deadly rip currents, just as families take their final vacations of summer. So as you can see there, that's the water. So it's surging, as you can see there. So actually more here. You can die from a rip current. You absolutely can. So this was all ahead of Hurricane Erin. This was all ahead of it. Okay, there we go. Hurricane Erin isn't forecast to make landfall along the United States East Coast. However, dangerous impacts are expected nonetheless due to outer rain bands possibly lashing North Carolina's Outer Banks, where tropical storm warnings and storm surge warnings remain in effect. So as you can see right here, North Carolina, tropical storm warning, and then from Virginia is tropical storm watch, right? So you got Duck, Hatteras, Cape, Lookout, Virginia Beach, Charles, and Chinatigi, I think. Sorry if I butchered that, y'all. The tropical storm warning is now in effect from the Beaufort Inlet, North Carolina, to the North Carolina-Virginia border. Tropical storm warning is in effect north of the North Carolina-Virginia border, close to Chinatigi, Virginia. Officials in Dare and Hyde counties declare local states of emergency and issue mandatory evacuation orders for tourists and residents in popular areas like Ocracoke Island and Hatteras Island. On Tuesday afternoon, North Carolina Governor Josh Stein declared a state of emergency to assist with the response to Hurricane Erin and to mobilize resources there. To the folks on the coast, now is the time to prepare, he said in a post on Twitter. Check your emergency kits, make sure you have emergency alerts turned on, and listen to emergency guidance in case you need to evacuate. North Carolina emergency management officials opened a state-operated shelter, SOS, in conjunction with Warren County Emergency Management for those who need to evacuate due to Hurricane Erin. Due to the threats of a storm surge, large waves up to 12 feet in some spots, local officials and forecasters have been warning people to stay out of the water for safety. A spokesperson for Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina, told Fox Weather their rescue crews conducted nearly 60 water rescues on Monday, another 20 on Tuesday due to strong rip currents. The town has told all beachgoers to stay out the water through Friday. As Erin gets even closer, these swells are producing powerful rip currents that can create extremely hazardous swimming conditions, said Sam Profit, director of Wrightsville Beach Ocean Rescue. The safety of our beachgoers is always our top priority. We urge everyone to follow this advisory. So here it is here. So 8 a.m. advisory category 2. So as you see here, it's not making any landfall here. It looks like it can make landfall, but this is the eye of the storm right here. This right here is the eye of the storm. As you can see here, northwest at 13 for movement and pressure, 948 MB. As of the latest advisory from the National Hurricane Center, NHC, Hurricane Erin has maximum sustained winds rather 100 miles per hour with some higher gusts, and slow strengthening is expected through Thursday night. Hurricane force winds extend outward up to 80 miles from Erin Center, and tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 265 miles. Hurricane Erin is currently located about 400 miles to the southeast of Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. It is moving to the northwest at 13 miles per hour. So as you see here, 110 miles per hour here. Thursday morning, right there. Friday morning, 105 miles per hour. Saturday morning, 85 miles per hour. Sunday, 75 miles per hour. And Monday, 65 miles per hour. So it is decreasing, which is a good thing, but still there is an impact. The National Hurricane Center said Erin's expected to begin a turn to the north on Wednesday, followed by northeastward motion on Thursday. On that forecast track, the center of Hurricane Erin will move over to the western Atlantic between the east coast of Bermuda through early Friday, then pass south of Atlantic Canada on Friday and Saturday. And there have been cruises to redirect their path to avoid Hurricane Erin. So just want you all to know that. Let's look at some dynamic video here. So that is in Buxton, North Carolina. So as you can see, the flooding has already started. If that water gets high enough, those homes can go down. So no room to play. Look at all that water. My Lord Jesus. And of course, they got the sandbags up. So when you saw the excavators, that was them making the sandbags to block that water. But Mother Nature is more powerful than any sandbag on the ground. So, and by the way, if you are driving, please do not drive into this because you can be pulled by the water and then you're done. Shout out to Jenna Kuntz / Epic Shutter Photography via Storyful. So shout out to that. That was great footage. Here's some drone video showing monster waves from Hurricane Erin pounding North Carolina beach. So here we go with that.
Online security is, like, as a mom, one of the very highest priorities. There's so many things that we have to watch out for. With Spectrum, I don't have to worry about it. I know when my kids are on their devices, they are protected because I'm not always sitting right next to them. The reliability, the connectivity, the security, everything is kind of all in one. That absolutely makes it worth it to me. And that's just a huge relief.
Okay, let me stop it here. So this is from Mark Soof from Fox Weather. My Lord. So all that is from Hurricane Erin, right? So, and like I said, these waves can get up to 12 feet. So if you are a surfer, it's an awesome feeling, but also too, it's not the best thing because you can die from all this. So not to scare you, but just to show you what is happening in the world for sure. So I mean, all this right here was sand. And it's like battleships coming. Each wave looks like a different battleship that is coming to shore. Wow. So there's that there. And then, of course, we will check out this here. This is our last update on Hurricane Erin. And then we're going to get to Target because the CEO is stepping down this morning. We'll get to that.
Folks out here, they talk about this huge bear. He'll eat anything in his path. Bikes, tents. Legend says he won't see a phone. And late at night, if you listen real close, you might be able to hear that phone ringing and know just how close he is.
Look who it is.
Hi. I'll get him.
Coverage so good, it's scary. Get reliable nationwide 5G, and internet customers get one mobile line included for a full year with Spectrum.
Our team, expert meteorologists, as well as correspondents, they're ready for Erin's impacts. They've been positioned along the entire eastern seaboard since the beginning of the week, and we have live reports throughout the show today.
We do want to begin, however, with Fox Weather hurricane specialist Brian Norcross. Brian, good morning to you. The latest advisory that is in, but how wild is it to see this hurricane off the shores of the southeast and able to comfortably talk about it and know we have no landfall?
Yeah, it really is miraculous. We're going to know it's out there. It's going to have significant effects all along the coast, but to not have to deal with the direct landfall,
and that is a huge
something
blessing.
like a Hurricane Ike from 2008 that did all that damage in a similar intensity kind of storm and a similar structure kind of storm to this is really kind of a blessing. And your observation was exactly right. The fact that we're seeing a very round system right now tells us that the atmospheric pattern over the hurricane has dramatically improved since yesterday, or become more conducive to development since yesterday. And none of that is good news, of course, because the stronger the hurricane gets and the more distributed the energy is in an even kind of way.
And this
the more
also
energy
makes
it
me
puts in
very
the ocean, the
thankful
more
as
problems
well.
we
I'll
have.
pause this for a minute. This makes me very thankful that we have people who are intelligent, who, you know, they got their meteorology degrees. Thank God we still have the Weather Channel. Thank God we still have WeatherBug, AccuWeather, Fox Weather. Thank God we still have these platforms to let us know what is going on. So, yes, indeed. All right, back to this here.
On the coast. The key thing that we saw in the 8 o'clock advisory is this: the pressure down to 948 millibars. That's very low for a 100-mile-an-hour storm. And we're getting here into sandy territory now in terms of pressures. But the thing is that as the storm is expanding, that energy, think of the lowness of the pressure indicating the higher energy, is spreading out in a larger area and then putting more energy into the ocean. But the fact that the pressure is bottoming out tells me that the winds are probably going to ease up, but this is a more serious problem the lower that pressure gets. So what we have is two parts of the system here. We have this core here. Hurricane hunters are just flying through it right now, but they're finding very strong winds out here 100 miles out from the center in this very strong band there. So this is a big hurricane. Anybody that was in South Florida during Hurricane Wilma remembers a big hurricane where the eye wall hit Miami and Fort Lauderdale and into West Palm Beach. All the way along the southeast coast, the eye wall, because it was such a large structure when it came through. So big hurricanes still cause big problems. And here we can see there's the core where the strongest winds normally are, but in this case, the winds are also very strong in this band that's way out here. And this is why this band is going to come close to the Outer Banks, as we're going to look at here in 1 second. And that's why we have the watches and warnings and so forth up that way.
So as you can see here, the yellow is and I know it's on your screen, but for those who can't, see, but they can hear, we make sure everybody's included. So, and the yellow is the tropical storm. That's the outer. In the middle is the hurricane gust, and then the winds are in the middle, right? So right here is where the 100 miles per hour is coming from, right? The gust is the pickup of the energy from, the atmosphere. And then the storm, the big kahuna, the magnitude, is on the outside.
So here they actually measure, the Hurricane Center estimates really how big the system is, 265 miles from the center. And that's actually in this direction here. It's a little bit less in this direction. And you see considerably less in these other two directions. The system is right loaded, but the thing is, what that's doing is that's putting more energy in the water going this way, because that side has more leverage, stronger winds farther out, so more leverage to push the water. And of course, that water is what's going up right now and heading toward the southeast coast. Okay, so here we are. We're looking at the size of the storm. The yellow areas are 40 miles per hour plus. Hurricane force gusts in the orange, hurricane force winds in the dark red. Notice up here in the legend, and notice where we are in time. Wednesday morning, right now, as a matter of fact. Here we go forward in time. So now we're tomorrow morning, and notice that the outer band here is right on Cape Hatteras. The strongest winds are staying offshore, but the winds, remember, in the hurricane are coming around this way. And while the winds are coming around that way, the energy from the storm is radiating out like this. So it's radiating in all directions from this core of the storm. And so, in fact, it's kind of radiating from all that wind going, blowing around the system. So the swells are not necessarily in the same direction as the wind, is the point. But anyway, Thursday morning, early morning, that's the time, overnight into the early morning hours, that's the time when the maximum wind looks like it'll be right there. So the tropical storm warning's in effect there for Cape Hatteras, as you know, and then a watch just in case. It's going to be close to 40 mile an hour sustained, maybe a little less, certainly gusting tropical storm force up there in the tide water. This will push water into Chesapeake Bay because you have a combination of the swells pushing in and the wind coming down the bay, trying to get the water out. So water rise around the Chesapeake Bay, especially low-lying areas, and the storm surge warning there for the Outer Banks of North Carolina, where we could very well have water coming over the roadways and so forth. And a couple things to notice here. The main thing is that the highest storm surge, remember the storm surge is where the baseline of the ocean rises to, and then big waves, 10 foot, 12 foot, 15 foot waves on top of that. So it starts 4 feet higher along the Outer Banks, up to 3 feet to the north and the south, but also water rise inside Pimlico Sound, especially on the south end of the sound. Okay, then we take the wind moving north, and here we go, and you see it moves on out to sea, but it doesn't come that far from Cape Cod and Nantucket, Martha's Vineyard there. So that's going to be a close call. We'll see if they end up putting up a watch, at least for there. Nothing there yet. So there's the way the overall cone looks, and you can see the idea is that it does increase in intensity a little bit here later today, tonight, and tomorrow, and then moves off into the cold water moving north. So here's the energy. This is the big thing coming toward the coast. Look at the energy radiating out from the storm. So it comes closest to the coast here tonight, into tomorrow morning around Cape Hatteras, and then tomorrow up in the whole Northeast from New England on down to Cape Hatteras. This is when the beach conditions are going to be the most dangerous. And then it moves away, but here we are on Saturday, and you can see it finally pulling away. Lots of energy out in here, but finally letting up along the coast to some degree, although even Saturday, I think you'll feel the currents in the water. It takes a while for the ocean to settle down when you put this much energy into it. Guys?
Yeah, and I think watching this between, well, earlier in the week and then all the way potentially into the weekend for spots, the beaches will continue to be closed as a result.
Yeah.
But like you said, we will know there's a massive hurricane offshore, but at least we're keeping the center of it well offshore. Fox Weather Hurricane Specialist Brian Norcross. Thanks, Brian.
So shout out to Brian Norcross for giving us that excellent breakdown there. And I will say this, as a content creator, it is important to pause and give context, conjecture, and connection. But whenever you have a situation like this where it could be life and death, sorry, yeah, yes indeed. But when you have a situation like this where it comes to life and death, you definitely want the full video to play, because like I said, understanding what's happening around you helps you to understand what you're seeing in front of you. Can be the difference between you being here and you not being here. So definitely, because definitely want that energy to be distributed, because energy is a powerful tool and a dangerous weapon. And speaking of information being a powerful tool and dangerous weapon, it is being utilized as a dangerous weapon and a powerful tool at Target. Saw about it from Fortune magazine, fortune.com. Oh, come on, man. Lord Jesus. It's okay, y'all. It is okay, because we'll just go to blackenterprise.com here. So check this out here from blackenterprise.com. FAO still in full effect as Target as foot traffic continues to decline for the retail giant. Ever since Target eliminated its DEI initiatives, black people have been standing on business by not shopping at the retail giant. Target is facing its 6th consecutive month of declining store visits. July foot traffic was down 3.9% compared to last year, according to Placer AI. The decline follows a wave of customer backlash, due to Target's rollback of its diversity, equity, inclusion DEI initiatives. Foot traffic dropped nearly 8% overall at the big box store. Corporation stock declined from $145 to $93 a share in 2025. The slump erases as much as $12 billion. I'm going to say it 2 more times. $12 billion in market value, signaling the effectiveness of the boycott's reach and potency. We are really committed to building a team that represents our guests. Target's former human resources chief had said in 2020 when DEI was ramping up. However, the sequential rollback of DEI initiatives sparked swift outrage. Earlier this year, Pastor Jamal Bryant of New Birth Missionary Baptist Church organized a 40-day Target fast, urging black shoppers to divert their spending in response to Target abandoning its post George Floyd DEI commitments. The company's reversal included abandoning a pledge to invest $2 billion into Black-owned businesses. In the CNN interview, Bryant addressed the retreat in value score no punches. Black people can spend upwards of $12 million a day. Wow, I did not know that. So we would expect some loyalty, some decency, and some camaraderie. As part of this effort, Bryant hosted in-person boycotts on key dates like the anniversary of George Floyd's murder. It is so critical and important that corporations recognize and respect the Black dollar and our consumer power. Bryant has now turned his attention to Dollar General. Earlier this year, he launched what he calls a digital protest. Target is canceled since they have betrayed and walked away from our community, and we've gone on from there. We're done with Target. Our next focus will be around a General Hero USA Day. Unlike Target, Bryant is avoiding full boycott, noting Dollar General's role in underserved food desert communities. He's urging that in urban areas, consumers flood the corporation with digital calls to action. So, with that being said, y'all, the CEO of Target is stepping down. So with that being said, the chief operating officer will lead the struggling retailer when CEO Brian Cornell steps down. Target CEO Brian Cornell, who helped re-energize the company, but has struggled to turn around weak sales in a more competitive landscape since the COVID pandemic and the DEI rollbacks, plans to step down February 1st. Minneapolis-based Target Corp said Wednesday that will transition to be the executive chair of the board. Cornell, 66, took the helm at Target in August 2014 and September of 2022. The board extended his contract for 3 more years and eliminated a policy requiring its chief executives to retire at age 65. What the hell? Why would y'all eliminate that policy? Like, I mean, at 65 years old, do you really want to be getting up out of your bed, getting dressed, getting in your car, and going into work at 65 years old? I'm just asking questions. That's all I'm doing. I'm just asking questions. Cornell said the appointment followed several years of board vetting both internal and external candidates. Fiki has overhauled Target's supply network and expanded the company's stores and digital services while cutting costs. Mike was the right candidate to lead our business back to growth, Cornell told reporters. As I arrived at Target, I consistently relied on Michael's strategic strengths and sound judgment when making decisions. Michael has developed a deeper knowledge of our business than anyone I know. Ike told reporters that he's stepping into the role with urgency to reclaim the company's merchandising authority. When we were leading with swagger and our merchandising authority, when we have swagger in our market, we set the trend for retail. Those are some of the moments I think that Target has been at the highest in my 20 years. First of all, to use swagger in a whole statement about your company, I don't think I've ever seen that before. When we're leading with swagger. Now, as y'all know, swagger is from the Black culture, right? So, okay. And not to mention, too, if y'all remember the Essence Festival of Culture and that controversial move that Essence did not back away from Target, right? Because Target has invested in the Essence Festival of Culture, and there's a multi-year contract where if they broke that, then it would be legal consequences for Essence, right? In May, Target announced that Fiki will lead a new office focused on faster decision-making to help accelerate sales growth. The change in leadership was announced Wednesday at the same time that Target reported another quarter of sluggish results. The company's stock was down more than 8% in pre-market trading. Target reported a 21% drop in net income in the quarter ended August 2nd. Sales were down slightly. The company reported a 1.9 dip in comparable sales from those from established physical stores and online channels. Target has seen flat or declined comparable sales in 8 out of the past 10 quarters, including the latest period. Target, which has about 1,980 U.S. stores, has been the focus of consumer boycotts since late January when it joined rival Walmart and other prominent American brands in scaling back corporate diversity, equity, inclusion initiatives. Target sales have also languished as customers defect to Walmart off-price department store chains like TJ Maxx in search of lower prices. But many analysts in Target is stumbling because consumers no longer consider it the place to go for affordable but stylish products. A niche that started long ago earned the retailer the jokingly posh nickname Target. When I first heard Target, I was like, is this really a thing? Target, is this really a thing? And it's like, yeah, it's actually a real thing. So I was just, wow, okay, that's where we are as a culture. In fact, out of 35 merchandise categories that Target lacks, it gained or maintained market share in only 14 of the last quarter, FigIQ told reporters on Wednesday. Y'all, they are just the Mario meme where he holds his fist up and like trying to find a way to, hold his breath. That's where Target is right now. Meanwhile, Walmart gained market share among households with incomes over $100,000. Gee, I wonder why. I mean, if you have the money to be able to shop, of course, you're going to gain market share, of course. Oh, Lord Jesus. As U.S. inflation caused consumer prices to rise rapidly, lower income shoppers have driven customer growth at Target, suggested it may have lost appeal with wealthier customers, according to the market research firm Consumer Edge. It's probably not the best sign, especially because higher income consumers continue to hold up a little bit better during times of economic uncertainty, said Consumer Edge head of insights Michael Gunther. Well, I mean, right now, the job market is shit. To be real with you, I mean, like I said before, you will apply for a job, wait 6 months, and then after they've already hired somebody, they'll say thank you but no thanks, or while we find your resume really impressive, right? And it's getting to the point where there's layoffs in every industry, so even the high paying people could also be cut. So really nobody is safe at this point, right? Let's see here. In March, members of Target's executive team told investors they plan to regain the chain's reputation for selling stylish goods at budget prices by expanding Target's lineup of store label brands and shortening the time it took to get the new items from the idea stage to store shelves. The moves will help the company stay close to trends, executives said. In a world where we operate today, guests are looking for Target. Cornell told investors consumers coined that term decades ago to define how we elevate everything every day to something special, how we had unexpected fun in the shopping that will otherwise be routine. It will be to the point where Target Run has become a part of people's lexicon, right? It will be that big. Hey, Florian, good to see you, my friend. Actually, you are just in time because we got some Universal Park news to talk about. By the way, hang on. Let me take this down for a second. You like the new setup? You like it? Hang on. Let me do let me do it in the circle so you can see everything here. You like it? Listen, we've been upgrading around here. We've been upgrading actually. Hang on, because I took down the color scheme. So I think I'm able to enter it in here. Hang on, give me one moment. So, I was dabbling, playing around, and I'm like, why not? Why not? So give me a moment here. Go back. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. There we go. That's the color I'm looking for. So yeah, nice virtual background there and the city and the lights and everything. So we're upgrading a little bit over here. Yes. Here's the good thing about our show, Fullerton. Here's the good thing, my friend. We can still do whatever we want to do, my friend. We can still do whatever we want to do. So we are just fine over here, my friend. So yes, the fireworks are still here. The Bellagio fountains, they are still here, because there was a point in time where, as it loads up, there we go. For a while, we were doing this right here, the Bellagio fountains. But of course, this one is the signature. This is the one that started all, where I would say we're on the highways and byways of the possibilities of what can be. So we still got the fireworks for sure. Just wanted to play around for sure. So yes, indeed. They're glad to have you here, my friend. As always, it's good to see you. Let's see here. Before joining Target, Cornell spent more than 30 years in leadership positions at retail and consumer product companies, including chief marketing officer at Safeway Incorporated and CEO at Michael's, Walmart, Sam's Club, and PepsiCo America Foods. He came to Target when the company was facing a different set of challenges. Cornell replaced former CEO Greg Steinerfall, who stepped down nearly 5 months after Target disclosed a huge data breach in which hackers stole millions of customers' credit and debit card records. The theft badly damaged the chain's reputation and profits. Cornell re-energized sales by having his team rev up Target store brands. It now has 40 private labels in its portfolio, and even before the pandemic, Cornell spearheaded the company's mission to transform its stores into delivery hubs to cut down on costs and speed up deliveries. Target's 2017 acquisition of Ship It helped bolster the discounter same-day store-based fulfillment services. Cornell also focused on making its stores better tailored for the local community. The coronavirus pandemic delivered outsized sales for Target as well as its peers as people stayed home, bought pajamas, furnishings, and kitchen items, and it continues to see a surge in sales as shoppers emerged from their homes and went to stores, but the spending sprees eventually subsided. As inflation started to spike, Target reported a 52% drop in profits during its 2022 first quarter compared with a year earlier. Purchases of big TVs and appliances that Americans loaded up on during the pandemic faded, leaving the retailer with excess inventory that had to be sold off. In July of 2023, as shoppers feeling pinched by inflation curtailed their spending, Target said comparable sales declined for the first time in 6 years. Moreover, Target has started losing its edge as an authority on style by focusing too much on home furnishings basics, and not enough trendy items. Viaki said. A customer backlash over the annual live LGBTQIA plus pride merchandise Target stores carried that year further cut into sales. And also there was a whole thing about these quotes that were paid, that it was supposed to be paid one thing, but Target didn't do the right thing by them. Although Walmart retreated from its diversity initiatives first, Target has been the focus of more concentrated consumer boycotts. Organizers have said that they view Target's action as a grave betrayal because the company previously held itself out as a champion of inclusion. I want to bring something up here that you guys may or may not know. And as you guys know, there was a point in time where, the Disney store was everywhere, right? But as e-commerce came up, the Disney store started to shut down. And then this happened at Target. Don't know if you know about this or not. So you can shop the Disney store at Target, right? So the first Disney store opened up at Target location. That day, rather, the first Target store opened up at Target locations, opened inside 25 select Target stores across the country, along with a new fun digital experience at Target/Disney Store and the Target app. That means guests can now shop an enhanced Disney assortment of more than 450 items, including more than 100 products previously only available at Disney retail locations. The interactive media area featuring Bullseye at the center of a Target store, of a Disney store at Target. So right here, You can literally sit with Bullseye. I think that, there's TVs around and all that type of stuff. The new shop-in-shop store spaces are located near our kids' clothing and toy aisles and feature fun for the whole family. There's music, interactive displays, and cozy seating area where families can relax, play games, and watch Disney movie clips and more. Look for photo ops throughout the space where you can try on Mickey's magical hat, pose with a life-size lightsaber, and wear a prince or princess crown. So there is that there. Now, like I said, I don't know if this partnership is still happening or not, but the reason why I brought this up was because Target and Ulta Beauty have ended their partnership, right? And it's interesting because with what is going on right now with just e-commerce, the economy, jobs, everybody is getting squeezed in one way or another, right? So you had, Macy's, right? You had Macy's and Toys R Us teaming up, right? And these brands within a brand, right? These private labels, and private labels are basically just ways for them to kind of save on costs. So instead of getting craft foods to produce pasta sauce and cookies and all that stuff, you make a private label that can make all that, and then you can control the prices and all that stuff. Like I said, I'm not surprised. Like, I have a Black Beyond Measure jacket that I bought because I thought it was cool, but now I don't wear it because Target did what they did. And like I said, companies have the right to do what they do, but also too, people have the right to respond, right? So yeah, it's my Lord, yeah, it's definitely something. And as you can see here, I don't know if y'all know this, but they're trying to open up new stores, more than 300 new ways we're bringing joy, connection, opportunity closer to home, right? So they are doing bigger formats. So right here at 1,000 square feet, it features our newest design with 2 entrances. So like a home side and a garden side, right? It features our newest design with 2 entrances and a roomy open layout so that we can offer the most inspiring products and convenient services to guests, whether they shop in its aisles or online. This includes even a bigger food and beverage section with fresh and organic options, welcoming bright lighting, stylish fitting rooms, as well as a larger back room where team members can quickly prep purchases or pickup, drive up, or ship to guest homes. More budget-friendly, high-quality options from grocery to health and beauty at home means more joy for local families. So, as you can see here, there is a CVS pharmacy that's also a partnership as well. And there is shopping there, the average size of their large format stores. So there's large format, medium format, and then quick grab and go, right? And like I said, they just ended their Ulta Beauty partnership. So like I said, all this success would be nice, right, if you really cared about the community. Now, this is in Harlem, so that is a painted mural there, but still, I don't know. So there is that there. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, my friend. Love you as always. That's so great. You do all coverage, so it fits well. Thank you so much, my friend. Appreciate you. All right, y'all. So for this, we're going to transition our city hub landscape to the fireworks here because it's time to talk some universal news. Yes, indeed. So I don't believe this has been talked about as of yet. So we're going to talk about it right here, okay? So Universal announced return date for fan favorite nighttime attraction. The popular event will extend into the fall with new attractions, characters, and exclusive dining options. We're talking about Volcano Bay, ladies and gentlemen. Universal Orlando Resort's third theme park, okay? Right here. So this came out 2 days ago. As with its latest sister property at Epic Universe, Universal Studios Volcano Bay hasn't been around for an altogether significant amount of time. Yet in the 8 years since it's opened, the sprawling water park, Give, Parade, Love, Grace, and Space is a theme park, has acquired a large base of dedicated fans, mainly owing to its exciting attractions, lax poolside accommodations, and sporadic annual events. Case in point with the property's newest event, Volcano Bay Nights, as reported by Orlando Weekly. The nighttime event originally began in the spring of this past year, inviting guests to enjoy after-hour attractions, character meet and greets, live entertainment, and exclusive theme food underneath the stars. We covered that here during these virtual tour live. After earning a warm response from fans upon its initial return from April 12th and 26th, as well as May 3rd, 10th, and 17th, Universal is officially bringing back Volcano Bay Nights in this coming autumn season, as confirmed on the company's official website. We'll go there in just a little bit. It's a whole different water theme park at night, Universal said on their site. It's Universal Volcano Bay under the stars. At this family-friendly event, all your favorite rides and slides will be available to a very limited number of guests, along with a live DJ, games, and character meet and greets each night, running every Friday from September 5th to October 31st. So this is very significant because the first run of Volcano Bay Nights was April 12th, April 26th, May 3rd, 10th, and 17th. Okay, so only 5 nights. So now they've extended to from September 5th to October 31st. So every Friday. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it went from 5 nights to 9 nights. Okay. Volcano Bay Nights will once again feature an assortment of live entertainment, nighttime attractions, and up close and personal meet and greets with some of Universal's most iconic characters. According to a press release from the company, the weekly event will officially run from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. In addition to reduced wait times for attractions like Tawana, the Fearless River, or the Kokori Body Plunge, guests can have a chance to meet the Scooby-Doo! Wait, what? Wait a minute. Are you... hang on a second. Hang on a second. Scooby-Doo is going to be at Volcano Bay. Hang on a second. Now, I don't know if anybody remembers the Scooby-Doo movies or not. Oh, I love it when a plan comes together. Like I said, all the information that we use here is public information, ladies and gentlemen. Now, of course, Scooby-Doo is with Warner Brothers, but of course you can license out the characters, right? So I just want to bring something to everybody's attention here. So does anybody remember Spooky Island? Anybody remember this at all? Listen. Now, they say it's going to be family friendly, but for all of the nostalgic fans, right? Okay, for all the nostalgic fans who remember the Scooby-Doo movie from 2002, you remember Spooky Island. Of course, Scooby-Doo Return to Zombie Island. Okay, so just want to bring that to your attention. Okay, now, of course, that does not mean the Spooky Island characters will be there, right? But Oh my Lord Jesus, Scooby-Doo. Oh my God, that's going to be a good time because I think Scooby-Doo has also went to Hawaii. So Scooby-Doo and the island theme has always been a part of the franchise, as well as so is Mystery Inc.'s most notorious cartoon antagonists. So some of the villains will be there too. Oh my Lord Jesus. And if that weren't exciting enough, guests will also be able to chow down on complimentary snacks rather, including churro bites with either mango or chocolate dipping sauce. Okay, listen. Mango dipping sauce? I'm here for it. And heaping platters of golden pineapple and coconut popcorn. Oh my Lord Jesus. Okay, so here is the official press release here. This came out August 15th. Universal Orlando Resort announces details about the fall return of the popular Volcano Bay nights, kicking off September 5th with exciting entertainment, including an in-park beach bash, appearances by Scooby-Doo and the gang, and more. So if you guys remember why this actually happened, it was because of H2O and Glow, right? From Typhoon Lagoon, right? I see where you're going. Save it for the new Cruise Island bracelet. Right, though? Oh, my God. Oops, Universal Secrets. Don't blame one of me as public information. Exactly. Don't blame me. It's all public information. As the fireworks there, ladies and gentlemen, are going off behind us here. And don't worry, I will get back to the backdrop. But for you, my friend, I got you. So, and not to mention too, I do like the fireworks. I absolutely do. And I think out of all of the backdrops, I'm gonna tell you why I love the fireworks the most, because you hear our music. Let me turn up our music just a little bit here. So when you hear that music along with the fireworks, it's quite something to behold. That way, after we've done, ranting, raving, this, that, and the third, we're back into that groove. And as the fireworks are going off behind us here live, ladies and gentlemen, I promise you that never, ever, ever gets old here. Let's get into the press release from Universal Orlando Resort. Tickets are now on sale. Okay, so they are now on sale. Once again, they are now on sale. We'll get to that here in just a little bit to see the prices for that. I think last time it was about $100-something and some change. So, yes, indeed. Here, let's see. Okay, that is good to know, child. Y'all, it always helps to do your research, right? It always helps to do your research. Yes, indeed. All right, let me quit talking and keep talking about this. Orlando, Florida, August 14th, today or that day, Universal Orlando Resort revealed details for the fall edition of its popular event, Volcano Bay Nights, running Friday nights from September 5th to October 31st. Now, this is significant because, like I said before, it was 5 nights before, but now it's been extended to 9 nights. During the exclusive event, guests will enjoy after-dark access to the picturesque water theme park, and an array of exciting experiences, including all new fun with Scooby-Doo and the gang as they confront villains within the lava-lit paradise. Volcano Bay Nights guests will have access to Volcano Bay beginning at 4 p.m. with the exclusive limited capacity event officially taking place from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. So 7 to 8, 8 to 9, 9 to 10 to 11. But if you add the 4 p.m., 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 11. So you get 7 hours at Volcano Bay. So if you just come to the event 7 to 8, 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 11, get 4 hours. But from 4 to 11, 7 hours. Okay. Throughout the evening, guests will enjoy lower wait times at their favorite attractions, including the Tijuana Fearless River, where guests will be taking a thrilling whitewater ride along a roaring river of rapids. The Kokori Bayou Plunge, where guests brave a 120 drop. That, by the way, goes through the volcano, or the heart of the volcano, rather, on the Krakatoa Aqua Coaster, the park's marquee attraction that sends guests twisting and turning, plummeting through the volcano, and more live entertainment throughout the park, including a beach bash over Torrey Beach, featuring a live DJ photo ops with the iconic Mystery Machine. So yes, the Mystery Machine will be there in person, ladies and gentlemen, the van itself, and popular characters Scooby-Doo, Shaggy, Velma, Fred, Daphne, along with some of the villains from the animated series, including the Ghost Clown. You know, I just hope that Jack Schmidt doesn't make an appearance at Volcano Bay Nights to hang out with Ghost Clown. And of course, Jack Schmidt will not do that because he has to wait for Halloween, Hollywood Horror Nights. Okay, so gotta wait. Gotta wait. This is a family-friendly event, Jack. Okay? Damn. Jesus. All right. Complimentary snacks. Like churro bites with mango or chocolate dipping sauce and golden pineapple and coconut popcorn. Guests can also choose from more than 100 drink choices and enjoy refills throughout the event with the Coca-Cola beverages in a Volcano Bay Freestyle Souvenir Cup. Additional specialty items available for purchase at the Cocoa Reef Restaurant and Social Club, Cocoa Porca ice cream Kona and select snack stands. Guests can also purchase delicious Volcano Bay fare from Dancing Dragons Boat Bar. By the way, if you're wondering why Dancing Dragons, there was a thing called Dueling Dragons, and so there's a ride that actually honors that at Volcano Bay. If you go to Epic Universe, there is a drink after there's actually a not just a drink, but there's actually a space honoring Volcano Bay there. So like I said, it is the third theme park, so the third theme park is in the fourth theme park. So I just need people just to get it together, just connect the links, just use your common sense. Lovingly, of course, I say that lovingly, kindly, and graciously to all of you. The Wakori Eats, the Cuckoo Boat Bar, and the Feasting Frog. And no, you will not be feasting on frog legs, okay? To all those people that are from down south, frog legs are a real thing, but I don't think you'll be feasting on frog legs. Tickets for Volcano Bay Nights are available for purchase starting that day on August 15th, rather, for $99 plus tax per person. Standard self-parking is included in the price of admission. So that is huge. Universal Orlando pass holders receive a 10% discount off the ticketed price of the experience with a season pass and valid photo ID. But here's the thing too. Guests can also upgrade their experience by reserving a private cabana for the event starting at $279.99. Now, listen, if you have the money, that's not bad for a cabana. That's not bad for a cabana at all. Because if you really think about it, for a cabana, in Puerto Rico and all these other places, cabanas cost. So for $279, it will be your own private cabana, right? You'll get drinks, this, that, and the third, right? So for sure, Universal is amazing, giving their pass holders 2 nights dedicated to them park night, which Disney does, but that's just an extra appreciation. Just saying. Farewell, Rip Ride Rocket. I'm going to miss that red skyline from City Walk. Yes, Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket has closed down, unfortunately. Like I said, I really do think that, I don't think that Ghostbusters or Fast and Furious should come to Universal Orlando. Call me crazy. I know. We already talked about Fast and Furious Supercharged. We talked about that during the Epic Universe expansion live that we did. And I also talked about how Volcano Bay with that area should be a Fruit Ninja expansion. Go back to that live. I give a lot of intel there. We also talked about Universal Studios Hollywood and their expansion. Like I said, we stay in theme park news over here. But like I said, I do believe that Hollywood Web Ride Rocket should be a Mario Kart Rainbow Road roller coaster, because there was this thing from, let me see if I can find it from IAPA. International Theme Park. IAPA. Lighted up roller coaster track. So let me see here. So I wanted to show y'all this here. Because it was at IAPA. So check this out. So this is from Skyline Attractions, right? Yeah, that's all LED, right? So I know. That's not the one I am. IAPA. YouTube theme park. Give me a moment. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. And if you don't know what IAPA is, it is basically the International Theme Park Expo, where you get to see some really amazing stuff. I mean, just like, I know G4 covered E3. I know they covered CES on the Consumer Electronics Show. And I know they covered Comic-Con, but I wish they would have covered this as well. Lighted up track. Trying to find it for y'all. Here it is here. This is what I was looking for right here. So imagine a Rainbow Road roller coaster where, yeah. And then if you don't know, there's this thing called Nintendo Music. So imagine each track being a Nintendo track where you can listen to it as you're on this Rainbow Road roller coaster. I'm just saying. Okay, listen. I'm available for hire, and here is from Skyline Attraction. So this is P. Sketty. This is a children's roller coaster. So let's take a look at this. This is just testing. This is why I love when I go over here with y'all, because you can just go anywhere. So I don't know if Universal knows about this technology or not, but like, Universal, just bring Mario Kart and Rainbow Road in real life. Look, racing arrows pattern. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Like, I just, child. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. My Lord. Imagine Mario's go-kart, right? One long cart and it's like 2 people at each thing. Imagine that. My God. Okay, let's get back to Volcano Bay Nights. Okay, let's get. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, you know what? For that, here is how it looks. Okay, here's how it looks. Let's watch this. We got time, y'all. We got time. That's how it looks. Like I said, imagine this at Universal Orlando Resort. Oh my God. Game over. Game over. Game over. Do you hear me? Okay, let's get back to Volcano Bay Nights, child. Let's get back, because this is what happens. Okay? Private cabanas must be booked at concierge huts on the event day and are available on a first-come, first-served basis, okay? So that is critically important. So you cannot order these up front. But if you do get a cabana, that means, of course, you have your own place, away from everybody, right? There's also like a private area. I think Vincent Vision had a video on that. I think I showed Vincent Vision's video on her shots, Vincent Vision for sure. But you get your own cabana. That means you probably get food and drinks along with that. But for $279, and let's just say you got a family of 4 and the tickets are already $100 as it is, that's not too bad. Right here, as you can see here, Volcano Bay Nights is just one of the reasons Universal Orlando is the can't-miss theme park destination this fall. Other exciting seasonal experiences guests can enjoy during their visit include the return of Death Eaters to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter and Diagon Alley in Universal Studios Florida on select dates. A collection of Halloween-themed activations, including photo ops and special cocktails, at select Universal Orlando attractions, and the return of the wildly popular Halloween Horror Nights event, which kicks off August 29th. So in 9 days, horror will be unleashed in Hollywood, in Orlando, in Japan, and in Singapore, everybody, and runs select nights through November 2nd. So that is on the way. Okay, so here it is here, Volcano Bay Nights, right here. So this is a separate ticketed event. So $99 per person, right? So this is what you get. Short wait times on all attractions, beach bash with live DJ games and activities for the whole family, specialty themed island treats, character meet and greets, and complimentary Coca-Cola freestyle souvenir cup. So that is $99 per person. So like I said, be one of the first to experience attractions with short wait times during this exclusive nighttime events. Party with beloved characters and a live DJ, plus games and more. This is the beach party you can't miss, and enjoy exclusive themed menu items for purchase, as well as some delicious complimentary bites. So right here, Premier Pass holders can receive 15% off, and Premium Pass holders, Preferred Pass holders can receive 10% off of food and beverages, excluding alcohol beverages, okay, and merchandise. Must present annual or season pass info ID at time of purchase. So Volcano Bay is right over here. And listen, I'm not telling y'all what to do, but Cabana Bay has a path right into Volcano Bay. So if you wanted to make this, a weekend event, just buy the tickets for Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday, you have Volcano Bay all weekend. Now I'll tell you what to do, obviously. Okay, so let's see the prices here. Yes, indeed. All right. Well, while I'll get that up, let me get back to the live chat here with my man Fullerton. Let's see here. Oh yeah, cabana costs are insane, but that is reasonable. Yeah, Ghostbuster Fast and Furious seems so colors for a coaster that is in the heart of Universal's OG park. Absolutely, in my opinion. Did you see the post Stella, Alicia Stella wrote Rip Ride Rock for the last time and had the secret song Rainbow Connection Muppets, and she said it went so well. No, that is so cool. I'm gonna have to check that out. By the way, Alicia Stella is from Theme Park Stop, and she was one of the biggest, if not the biggest person, reporting every single day Epic Universe news. So if you thought I was somebody, which I do appreciate, thank you very much for that. But Alicia, she was so dogged. To the point where on opening day, people were congratulating her, right? Riptron out, Nintendo likes, exactly. Love it, looks more friendly for more ages and riders, exactly. And by the way, Disney, instead of doing all these expansions and stuff like that, just fix what you have. Because the Tron Light Cycle Coaster should be a 3-minute roller coaster ride. It should not be a minute. It literally is 60 seconds. Honestly, I could drink a Baja Blast in 60 seconds from Taco Bell, right? $99 for a special day. Wow, and wow, Disney and parades are expensive. Yes, it is, my friends. Let me get that up for y'all. So, let's see here. It's loading up. Okay. So here it is here, right? So $99, select. Now, of course, I'm just doing one, okay? Now, if you do family of 4, just to show you, that's $396, okay? Now, if you add the $396, right? If you add the $396, $396.00 plus the $279. So that's $675, right? But before you freak out and say, Bray, I'm not doing that. I am not doing that. Let me tell you something. To go overseas and to do a party, this, that, and the third, like you got airplane tickets, you got hotel, you got your car and everything else. For $675, you can have a half-price vacation for one night for 4 tickets with the cabana. Just keep it up. Okay, so now back down to one person. Okay, so one person. So the calendar's loading up. So I do Friday right here. Okay, so now it's only valid for that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 Fridays, everybody. Okay, so I go to checkout. Just to show you the price with taxes. This is live in real time. So we utilize information as a tool to help people over here. So right there, okay, so it comes out to $105.44, okay? So that is the main price there. Now, you can do 2 delivery methods. You can either do a mobile ticket, which will be delivered by email and to your account's wallet. So if you have Apple Wallet, if you have Google Wallet, if you have Samsung Wallet, right? So all you got to do is pull out your phone and show your ticket and have your valid ID, of course, and then you'll be ready to go. Or you can pick it up at the ticket window. So both of those are free. But like I said, with tax $6.64, $105.44. Now, I know what you're thinking. Right, that's a lot for one person. You're right, but let's go back here because this is a very critical part here. Volcano Bay night's guests will have access to Volcano Bay beginning at 4 p.m. Now, you can go to the event at 7 p.m., but you have 7 hours for riding anything and everything for $105. Tell me another theme park in Orlando where you can get a ticket for one night to ride anything and everything for 7 hours for $105, 44 cents. Tell me. Please tell me. I'll wait, sincerely, because I don't know. I don't know of another park, right? So here it is here. So here is Volcano Bay Night. So this is Krakatoa right here. And then Scooby-Doo, Velma right there. It looks like that's a person hanging out with Scoob there. So those are 2 pictures right there. So like I said, Volcano Bay Nights will be back in full effect on September 5th. Okay, September 5th, all the way to... Hang on, let me go back because I want to make sure I get it right. All the way to October 31st, right? So 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So from September 5th to October 31st, there you go, right? So listen, I think Volcano Bay Nights will be a regular schmegular thing. All right. Yes, indeed. Yeah. All right. So with that being said, our next destination here is my home state of Arkansas. Yes, indeed. Let's talk about it. This comes to us from AMP, Arkansas Money and Politics. Here we go. The natural state gets its name for a reason with 52 state parks. That's right, you heard me. 52 state parks and a national park within its borders. Arkansas is a can't miss for outdoor enthusiasts. Make sure you have plenty of Benadryl. That will be your tequila. I say that jokingly, but I also say that seriously because pollen is no one's friend. Besides that, other attractions such as casinos, museums, and amusement park. No one is driving all the way from Little Rock to Hot Springs to go to Magic Springs to go to Water Park. You should have Wildlife Country and Playtime people should have paid their taxes, but still, just saying. Draw people to visit the state as well. Last year, tourism brought in $10.3 billion. I'm gonna say that number again. That number surprised me. $10.3 billion. $10.3 billion to Arkansas's economy. The 2024 Arkansas Tourism Economic Impact Report states that's an all-time high for the state and a 4% increase from 2023's total of $9.9 billion. The money was brought in by roughly 50.2 million visitors. Let me zoom in on that. 50.2 million visitors. 50.2 million visitors visited my home state, and last year tourism brought in $10.3 billion into Arkansas's economy. Come on. That's what I'm talking about there. And actually to go, we'll leave the fireworks on because this is a celebratory thing. Each Arkansas household will have to pay $930 to replace the amount of state and local taxes paid by visitors. In 2024, the report states the tourism industry in Arkansas also supports 71,633 jobs last year. Oh my God. And those workers made a collective $2.2 billion in income. $2.2 billion in income. $2.2 billion in income. And the tourism industry supported 71,633 jobs. 71,633 jobs. Outdoor recreation alone contributed $7.3 billion. Now, there's the Little Rock Marathon that happens every year, so that is a huge part of it. But $7.3 billion for outdoor recreation alone to the gross domestic product of the state and supports 68,000 jobs. 68,000 jobs for outdoor recreation jobs in Arkansas. You have these beautiful crystal clear lakes with great fishing, says Shay Lewis, Secretary of Arkansas Department of Parks, Heritage and Tourism, and Director of State Parks. He noted that the unique experiences of year-round entertainment that the state offers, such as digging for diamonds at Crater, a diamond state park in Murfreesboro. Yes, you can actually dig for diamonds. So anytime you see like a viral diamond story, that's where you probably will have heard of that diamond. Or to go see a musical at the Walmart A&P and Rogers. Lewis likes to float fish, likes to fish across the state. We know visitors are looking for experiences. Lewis said it's less about where you're at, but more about what you're doing. Arkansas has some of the best and most unique experiences. Hot springs. And hot springs tourism is a main driver for the economy. By the way, in case you don't know, Hot Springs, Arkansas is America's first resort. Yeah, I know. Also, too, have you heard of a guy named Al Capone, the mobster, the gangster, the taker of names? He stayed at a hotel called the Arlington Hotel, and if you go to the Arlington in Hot Springs, Arkansas, they have a suite called the Al Capone suite. Now, in that suite is a door, right? That door no longer works. But when Al Capone was here, he would open up that door and go down steps, and he would be underground in Hot Springs. So the cops try to find him. He will be underground in the tunnels of Hot Springs, Arkansas. Yeah, I know. And by the way, that is also home to the National Gangster Museum of America. Do your history. Yes, indeed. And Hot Springs tourism is a main driver for the economy, said Steve Arson, CEO of Visit Hot Springs. Some of the main places that draw visitors to the area are Oaklawn Hot Springs, Magic Springs, Theme and Water Park, Hot Springs National Park, the local lakes, and more. The area welcomes about 9.3 million tourists a year. 9.3 million tourists a year. 9.3 million tourists a year. The Arkansas Derby at Oaklawn bringing 68,000 people into Hot Springs on one day alone. Yeah. Visitors spent an average of $2.5 million per day in Garland County in 2023, totaling $902.3 million. $902.3 million, $902.3 million, the Garland County Tourism and Economic Impact Report states. According to the report, Hot Springs National Park welcomed 2.5 million visitors in 2023. Those visitors generated $184 million for the local economy. Downtown Hot Springs is booming thanks to tourism. Report states that $28.7 million in capital investments were made there in 2023. And that year, 27 new businesses opened downtown and 13 commercial properties were sold. In Bentonville, home of Walmart, in the northwest corner of the state, Benton County, which includes Bentonville, saw $1.2 billion in spending for visitors last year. Helene Griffith, president and CEO of Visit Bentonville, said that many things bring people to the city, including cycling trails and the Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art, which nearly saw 785,000 visitors in 2023. It's what that states. Restaurants also drew tourists in, with 47 restaurants opened in the area last year. A report showed that 25% of patrons in Bentonville restaurants are visitors, but they make up 50% of the income at those establishments, Griffith said. Large annual events brought many visitors in as well, including the Bentonville Film Festival, the Bentonville Bike Fest, and new exhibits at Crystal Bridges there. And that is the Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art in Bentonville, Arkansas. We're seeing those economic drivers that are bringing people in from all over the world, especially the cycling ones, Griffith said. She added that what draws people to the area are all the amenities offered here, which benefits not only tourists, but the people who live locally. We have big city opportunities and amenities. She said Visit Bentonville has chipped in to build up amenities in the city, including investing about $3 million in a partnership with the city to expand a local baseball field. The mix of visitors coming from business and leisure makes Bentonville a destination year-round, Griffith said. Recently, lodging spending has been down in the area. She said that reflects numbers at the state level too, which measured 16 million overnight visitors in 2024, down 1.2% from 2023, according to the 2024 impact report. I think there's there is a uncertainty in the environment we're in right now. She said people are unsure if they should take that big trip or hold off. She also said that the bouts of bad weather have hurt tourism to the area somewhat, but overall, Griffith believes visitor numbers will continue to grow. In Benton, there are new attractions coming to other areas of Arkansas as well, including a Buc-ee's in Benton. Shout out to Buc-ee's, home of the world's largest car wash, and also it's a gas station too, y'all. It's a gas station. But they have like a wall of beef jerky, some of the most beautiful, things that you can buy as gifts. They got catfish, they got pulled pork sandwiches, they got everything at Buc-ee's, okay? Which broke ground in April, is expected to open in September 2026. A Buc-ee's of similar size in Tennessee saw about 5 million visitors in its first 6 months. 5 million visitors in its first 6 months, rather, than Mayor Tom Farmer said. Really? There's a guy named Farmer. Now, is he actually a farmer? Come on, that was a dad joke. Moving on. We're told that Buc-ee's is a destination for people, which I truly believe after talking to people who have traveled and stated that they plan their stops for fuel around Buc-ee's locations. Farmer said we have also been told that people travel 200 plus miles to stop at Buc-ee's. We hope that when they stop, they come to our beautiful downtown area, visit the many shops we have, or even one of our great restaurants are located downtown. Farmer has been to a Buc-ee's himself. I can tell you that it felt like Christmas shopping with the grandkids because their eyes were big and their excitement was great, and they truly wanted to see everything before they chose something, Farmer said. While Buc-ee's is set to increase tourism in the area, there are other attractions that have been bringing people to Benton already. One is the third Thursday Street Festival, which Farmer says sees a little more than 5,000 people each month. Visitors also come for the plays at the Royal Theater, he said. In the way of outdoor attractions, Ben has a mountain bike park located a few blocks from the downtown area of the parks that hosts sporting events. Ben welcomes all to our beautiful city. Farmer says, we like to say we want you to feel at home, whether you live here or just visit. We want you to feel like you are home. And Ben outlook throughout the state, tourism was greatly affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, but numbers recovered quickly. In Bentonville, Griffith said it only took about 14 months to get back to 2019 numbers. I think that's because we're a business destination. We're so fortunate, she said. Ours since said the numbers are finally settling out after a large post-pandemic travel boom that has been seen in Hot Springs and around the state in the past few years. A lot of people discovered Arkansas during that time. Lewis said the state parks have also seen a plateau in its number of visitors. Nationally, the same trend has been seen. Domestic leisure travel has come back fully to pre-pandemic levels. However, business travel nationally and internationally inbound travel still lag behind pre-pandemic rates. According to the 2023 Garland Economic Study, the growth of the tourism economy in Arkansas is not stopping, just slowing. The economic impact has returned to an average 3 to 4% increase per year in the state. Arkansas said the positive continued growth supports the work we're trying to do and the impact tourism has had on the state. Well, first of all, congratulations on all of that. That is absolutely incredible. Yes, indeed. This volcano now is actually advertising this as a theme park. Thank you. I need people to get it because I'm sick of it. Anyway, moving on. Did Lisa Vanderpump inherit her diamond there? Neither Pandora, even though her daughter's name is Pandora, not Avatar Pandora. Don't open up Pandora's box ever. Wawa versus Buc-ee's. Now, I've never been to a Wawa, but I heard that has a legion of fans as well. So, there it is there, y'all. All right, y'all. More Brainley's virtual tour live coming up right from this space right here and right now. And also right here, this is what Florida's talking about. Right here, the After Dark Water Theme Park event returns. It's a whole different water theme park at night. So if y'all don't listen to Universal at this point, you're just being stupid. I just want you to know that personally from me. All right. Now, speaking of people being stupid to not recognize Volcano Bay as the third theme park, even though Mark Woodbury said this is their fourth gate, right? Look at this shit. I can't. This comes to us from Reuters, right? White House launches TikTok account with 47 saying, I am your voice. Now, there has been a TikTok ban bubble happening for a while. And so now you mean to tell me that the White House is launching a TikTok account? Let's roll on. The White House launched an official TikTok account on Tuesday, taking advantage of the short video app's more than 170 million users to spread messages of President 47. 47 has had a soft spot for the popular app, credited with helping him gain support among younger voters when he defeated Democrat Kamala Harris in the November 2024 presidential election. Lawmakers in Washington worry, however, that user data or data could fall into the hands of the Chinese government. 47 has been working on a deal for U.S. investors to buy the app from TikTok's Chinese parent, ByteDance. Now, there's supposed to be a new version of TikTok for the United States only, and if there's not a deal made by September 17th, that TikTok is going to be officially banned. Past intelligence assessments have said the app's owners are beholden to the Chinese government and that it could be used to influence Americans. The new account at White House went live on Tuesday evening with initial video showing footage of 47 as he declares, I am your voice. America, we are back. What up, TikTok? The caption read. We have women, men, and children being kidnapped, abducted, and trafficked. We have veterans that cannot get good health care or housing. We have an affordable housing crisis. Travel is down because people are afraid that they go on their vacation that they'll be detained. The job market is shit. Other bigger issues. Women's rights to be able to have choices to their body have been taken away. Affirmative action to help people be able to have equal fairness in terms of jobs and going to school. Not to mention federal funding for schools. We have bigger issues, but y'all want to be on TikTok. The TikTok account 47 used during his presidential campaign, Real 47, has more than 15 million followers. The Republican president also relies heavily on his true social account to deliver his message and posts occasionally on his Twitter account. The 47 administration is committed to communicating the historic successes President 47 has delivered to the American people with as many audiences and platforms as possible. So you want credit for doing the fucking job that you're supposed to do. Okay. White House Press Secretary Karen Lippitt said President 47's message dominated TikTok during his presidential campaign. We're excited to build upon those successes and communicate in a way that no other administration has before. Because they understand that, listen, TikTok is more for us, not for the government. And honestly, listen, I get TikTok as a short form app and you can communicate messages in a quick fashion. But the White House should not be on TikTok when they got bigger shit to do. You got Pete Hesh, who gave away the war plan in a Sentinel group chat where the editor of The Atlantic got the war plan and director of national intelligence, I use that loosely, with Tulsi Gabbard said he did not commit a crime. There's a makeup area in the Department of Defense. What are we doing here? We got the Secretary of Education confusing AI for A1 steak sauce. 2024 law required TikTok to stop operating by January 19th of this year, rather, unless ByteDance had completed divesting the app's U.S. assets or demonstrated significant progress toward a sale. 47 opted not to enforce the law after he began his second term as president on January 20th. He extended the deadline to early April, then to June 19th, which was Juneteenth, and then again to September 17th. Extensions to the deadline has drawn criticism from some lawmakers who argue the 47 administration is flouting the law ignoring national security concerns related to the Chinese control over TikTok. And by the way, if anybody was hoping TikTok still stay on with their servers that they were supposed to get fined, right? And safety for kids getting home from school buses. Absolute, that part. We got bigger issues here, but y'all want to be on TikTok. Like at this point, like, can we just be real that whether you're Democrat or Republican, like the White House should not be on TikTok. Like, and so with that being said, check this out. 47 says Smithsonian should focus on America's brightness, not how bad slavery was. No joke. No joke. 47 confirmed White House lawyers will be going through the museums. President 47 on Tuesday confirmed the White House is conducting a review of the Smithsonian museums and expressed frustration over their portrayal of the dark parts of American history, including slavery. The Smithsonian is out of control, where everything discussed is how horrible our country is, how bad slavery was, and how unaccomplished the downtrodden have been. Nothing about success, nothing about brightness, nothing about the future. 47 wrote on his social media platform. We are not going to allow this to happen. I have instructed my attorneys to go through the museums and start the exact same process that has been done with the colleges and universities, where tremendous progress has been made. 47 add, this country cannot be woke because woke is broke. We have the highest country in the world, and we want people to talk about, including in our museums. The Smithsonian declined to comment. ABC News reported last week that the White House planned to do a wide-ranging review of the Smithsonian Institution's exhibits and operations ahead of America's 250th anniversary next year. Larry Centilani Bunch, the secretary of the Smithsonian Institution, the White House wrote that wants to ensure that the museums reflect the unity, progress, and enduring values that define the American story. With 47 visit the National Museum of African American History and Culture in 2017, he had a different opinion about the discussion of slavery in the museum. In his remarks that day, he praised Bunch, the current secretary of the Smithsonian, who was then the founder director of the National Museum of African American History and Culture. 47 referred to the museum as incredible, done with love, and truly a great museum. 47 praised abolitionist figures, such as Truth, Harriet Tubman, and Frederick Douglass. He even recounted a story he learned about runaway slave. He called the tour of the museum a meaningful reminder of why we have to fight bigotry, intolerance, and hatred in all of its very ugly forms. But the White House is on TikTok. The White House review is said to be focused on 8 museums, including the National Museum of African American History and Culture, the National Museum of American History, National Museum of Natural History. Natural history is natural history. What the hell? The National Museum of the American Indian, the Smithsonian of American Art Museum, the National Aerospace Museum, the National Portrait Gallery, and the History Museum and Sculpture Garden. You're going to do a review of a sculpture garden? So this man's afraid of topiaries telling history. Oh, my Lord Jesus. 47 signed an executive order back in March directed Vice President J.D. Vance and Interior Department Secretary Doug Burnham to remove improper ideology from all areas of the Smithsonian. Last week, ABC News visited the Smithsonian Institution's National Museum of American History and National Museum of African American History and Culture, took photographs of multiple exhibits displaying information and historical artifacts about slavery, segregation, the civil rights movement. There's that there. There's another picture there. Another picture there. Another picture there. I can't. I simply cannot. Like, what? You know what? You know what this goes to show? If you are that terrified, yes, of natural history. No, let me go back up. Let me go back up. What this tells me is, if you are that terrified of the history that has happened, that means you are about that. Right here. Look at this right here. The National Museum of Natural History. So you're afraid of a dinosaur? Bruh! Look, I want all the minorities out of the Jurassic Park movies. It's detrimental to my eyesight. What the fuck is wrong with you? American Indians, they were here before us, child. And the Indians and black people had a partnership. Hello. You're afraid of art? Dude, you create Space Force. The Wright brothers were white, bruh. You're afraid of portraits? And you're afraid of sculptures? You're afraid of museums, buildings that hold information. You're afraid of information? I can't. Let's roll on because no. Just to let y'all know. By the way, in case you did not know, this is some news you need to know. Marvel reportedly ending production in Georgia. Marvel is moving its production from Georgia to the United Kingdom, according to a report from the Wall Street Journal. This comes to us from 11 Alive, okay? From Fayetteville, Georgia, it looks like Marvel is closing the current on its productions in Georgia. Marvel is moving the production to the United Kingdom, according to a report from the Wall Street Journal. Marvel has made several movies here, including Black Panther. Atlanta actor Matthew Cornwell said local actors and crew already feeling the impact since the last production wrapped up. There's been a downtick, a less substantial number of auditions, less number of projects here in the region, Cornwell said. Cornwell has been in on the action himself. He was in the opening sequence of Captain America Brave New World. It was one of my scenes shot at Turliff Studios in Fayette County, which, by the way, is owned by the Cathy family, the Chick-fil-A family, which is where Marvel did a lot of their work over the last several years, Cornwell said. Turliff Studios in Fayette County, like I said, formerly known as Pine Woods, where Marvel shot several blockbuster movies. Homes and local businesses surrounded the studios. Employees at Hero Donuts and Buns said Marvel cast and crew come in every day for breakfast and lunch during production. We had a lot more people come in here, so our sales were a lot higher, and so now we don't have the Marvel. Our sales are lower now, said Abby Grana, a shift lead at Hero. 11 Live News reached out to Marvel, but representatives could not be immediately reached for comment on this. Georgia has one of the most generous film tax credits in the country, according to the Wall Street Journal. A person familiar with the matter said Marvel left due to rising costs. It's part of an industry trend of productions moving overseas. Cornwell hopes Marvel can make room for new work for him. Movements, of course, but might just make way for DC to start filming there more. He said Cornwell said while he thinks the short-term impact will be tough, he hopes both fellow actors and the community surrounding Turliff Studios will adapt. So I want to bring something up to y'all. First of all, I think it's quite sad that this is happening, right? When you do anything to make a dollar, it hurts the people that are helping making the dollars, right? And not to mention too, like all these characters, right, were in the United States, right? So to have that happen, that these superheroes that were created by Stan Lee in the United States and all these artists, you know, the fact that they're moving to the United Kingdom for production is sad. It's very, very sad. Now it's like Captain America is filming in the UK, right? Child, it's quite sad. It is quite sad indeed. Wanted to show y'all this here. Okay, here we go. So in case you do not know, one of the biggest shows on television is MasterChef. From Deadline.com, Gordon Ramsay's Food Stars renewed by Fox, season 2 to film in the United Kingdom. So, right here, Fox, this is an exclusive, by the way. Fox is firing up another season of Gordon Ramsay's Food Stars that's filming from California to the UK in order that the host can explore new territories. The Apprentice style series from the chef Studio Ramsay's Global will continue to feature U.S. contestants, but this time will be filmed across Ramsay's native Britain. So yeah, this is happening. That they are moving productions from California overseas. Child. Media is getting broken and broken and broken more and more and more. For sure. Question face emoji, I know. I remember a class called Natural History, but I now see natural and why I need to use natural. Natural is a term for real, exactly. Yeah, very odd that they're moving to the UK. So maybe the UK has some, because you know the UK, they preserve their history, right? So instead of building an old set, which costs money, sets cost money, why not go to the place and get it for cheaper, right? So that's their logic. And with that, now we're back at our city hub here. Yes, indeed. Right there. Y'all, that's our show. That is our whole show. We did that in 1 hour, 50 minutes, and 38 seconds. Not too bad for a show. I have to tell you, you know, doing this show never ceases to amaze me, right? Sincerely, I think the story that really, you know, got to me today, honestly, is probably the fact of the Smithsonian. The fact that while we have bigger issues at hand, you want to get rid of history that actually happened. And also, too, the fact that TikTok, really? TikTok. So, just, child. I don't get it. I don't get it. By the way, here's some good news, right? Here's some good news. Y'all know we always end it with a positive news story from the Jasmine brand. Nakia Hamilton, the Burger King employee who went viral in July for running a Columbia, South Carolina location, herself said she's been fired and since launched a GoFundMe. Hamilton says she was fired for being late due to her children in a TikTok video. The 25-year-old single mother of three grew emotional as she revealed the online backlash, saying, "I'm already aggravated, I'm already depressed. All of this mental shit, motherfuckers fucking with me. So leave me alone. I ain't want no fame, no money, none of this shit." Despite the struggles, Hamilton's GoFundMe has raised almost $70,000. So as you can see here, $68,433. In her campaign description, she thanked, supports, and emphasized, "I really do everything for my kids." So congratulations to Nakia Hamilton. Such a wonderful, wonderful story that we were able to bring you all here. And so just like animation's moved to Canada, yes, I realize Illumination is French, and that's why it makes sense why Gru has the pointy nose and the minions sound French. You know what? Go to the corner. Go. Wait. There we go. Okay, I'm back. Take your ass to the corner. I'm not doing this with you. So there you go. That's our show, everybody, from our new digs. By the way, you like the digs? We got new digs. Yes, indeed. Let me put it in a circle, for you all here. So yes, indeed, there. So how cool is that? So this is what we do over here. If you love this energy, like, comment, share, and subscribe. We are always, always, always ahead of the culture in a lot of things. And believe me, if you understand the moves that are happening around you, you'll understand the moves that are happening in front of you. So yes, indeed, there. Running Burger King alone. Where's Burger King monitoring this? So Burger King said that they were trying to figure out what was going on, this, that, and the third. That woman deserves her own Burger King franchise, and her kids deserve to go college full ride scholarships. Pay off all her debt. Sincerely, that's why I believe. So I'm gonna turn my camera down because we done the whole show for over an hour. Yes, we have. Woo, child, listen, that is the show. Of course, tonight, 90 Day Fiance Hunt for Love. It's the season finale. We've been riding together for 12 episodes? It's 13 episodes now. Of course, we'll find out if there's a reunion. But from our new digs, I hope you have enjoyed the show. Like I said, Hurricane Erin, not making any landfall, but has made an impact, and the waves can be up to 12 feet. So please be careful out there. Target, the CEO has stepped down from Target. And Target, it looks like it's owned by black people now because nobody is going to Target at this point. Universal Volcano Bay Nights being showcased as a water theme park. Okay, so please put some respect on that, please, and thank you. Let me go back to this comment here. Yes. Arkansas bringing in over $1 billion in tourism money. Shout out to you guys for sure. The White House should not be on TikTok. We have bigger issues at hand. The Smithsonian, slavery happened. What do you want us to do about it? It should be a reminder of what we should not want to be. And then Marvel taking over their productions overseas. I wonder what Disney will have to say about that as well. Yes, indeed. And finally, that beautiful woman, Nakia Hamilton, gaining $70,000 from her GoFundMe, a GoFundMe that deserves to be invested, uplifted, and a fuck about. Every GoFundMe deserves support, y'all. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if you let it fly, it must apply. With that being said, one love, much love, all love, Florian. Thank you, brother. Love you as always. I feel the love, and I send it right back to you. Love you all. See you tonight at 6 o'clock. Bye-bye.
I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner.
Introducing the greatest escape in the Caribbean, the island you've been waiting for. Welcome to the Great Life on Great Stirrup Cay. This is the greatest pool you've ever seen life, 28,000 square feet of it, and the epic water park life. It's where you can truly experience the whoa life and the floating through paradise life. It's time to escape to a mind-blowing, sky-high tower of water slides and the Here We Go life. Escape to the one more please wherever you please life and kick it into high gear. Escape to where you can kick back and relax. The great life is waiting. Escape to the incredible new Great Stirrup Cay, only with Norwegian Cruise Line.
Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's...
Child, Brandon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time.